Happy Wednesday. Wake up.
Morning.
Good morning. That fucked me up. We're not recording on a Wednesday.
No, it's Wednesday, August the 9th.
That's right. You're so right. It is Wednesday.
Hey,
you get
happy
in the
birthday to my
now?
brother.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
Beth's brother.
Beth, brother.
Brother.
My brother.
Hi, I'm Felicia, one of your hosts. You can find me at Felicia3 on X, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Threads.
Hi, I'm another one of your hosts, Beth. You can find me on X at BethMostF and Instagram, Beth the Bush. Blue Sky, BethMostF.bsky.social.
I'm Jesse. You can find me on X at Sleepy Idiots and on Blue Sky at albinut.com.
And the three of us, I was just thinking about how much I hate X. The three of us are the Sleepy Idiots Club.
Everybody does.
Everybody does. You can find us on our website, www.idiots.fm, where you can just click on links and you don't even have to think about the dumb shit that these social media platforms are called. One of the links you can click on is for our Discord, and you can chat with us and fellow idiots and give us suggestions for what to watch, or just talk about how wrong Jesse's opinions are.
Yeah.
Whatever you like.
Yeah, do it.
And
Does it make you sad on some level that he can just spend $44 billion in torpedo something and it just doesn't matter? He can do whatever he wants, like a kid with a toy.
I'm very numb to it at this point. Anyway, go ahead and rate us at podchaser.com or Apple Podcasts.
Hey, Felicia.
Hey.
Beth too. Hey, Beth.
Hey, what's up? I'm here.
What's going on?
A lot.
It's been a hot minute since we recorded one of these and banked an episode. So I don't think I talked about this yet, but I decided to finish my third Resident Evil 8 run on hard mode, and I beat the game. Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village has this like really, really robust challenge and bonus menu where if you complete certain game challenges, you get XP points which you can spend on like really OP rewards. So like I was working so hard to try to complete enough challenges to get enough XP to purchase unlimited Magnum ammo. So I finally did, and I'm so happy. And I'm gonna next time I play, I'm gonna play on easy mode and just one shot every single enemy. But yeah, my friend,
I was just gonna ask how hard that is. How hard's the hard mode?
It's not too bad when you have already unlocked certain perks. Like I already had unlimited shotgun, handgun, and sniper rifle ammo. So with those perks, it's not too bad, but there are definitely areas that are just like enormous ammo sinks and you just have to stay alive long enough to survive them.
Yeah.
But it's honestly not too bad for like a horror game. I expected worse. But I unlocked unlimited mag ammo and unlimited grenade launcher ammo. So I'm kind of unbeatable now.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, it's been really fun. My friend Alex and I have taken our own runs at doing a bunch of these challenges, and we always compare notes, and it's so like down to it's like there's so much math involved. We're like, okay, if I unlock this, I get this much XP, and then I can buy this. It's like we're strategizing with each other.
Is there a level up? Is there like a hardcore, or is it just hard?
Yeah, there's one more that's called Village of Shadows difficulty.
Wow.
And you definitely get, I think at one point, I don't remember exactly what you have to do to unlock this, but it might just be beat the game on Village of Shadows. There's a lightsaber you can unlock.
Whoa.
So yeah, I'll do that eventually, especially now that I have every weapon available to me, but it does sound like a nightmare.
Yeah.
So did that. I have been quote unquote reading.
Oh.
And I say that because I've technically been listening, but it counts. I think we've talked about before how like I don't really have the attention span to do an audiobook and anything else because it takes like all my concentration to focus on the audiobook. But I've been doing like really, really repetitive tasks at work that doesn't require any brain power. It's just like motion memorization. So I decided to start an audiobook called The Abominable by Dan Simmons, who is the author who wrote The Terror, which is one of my favorite books. And I guess Dan Simmons is like a horror / historical fiction writer. So he's got a good back catalog, but I think a lot of his books are kind of like, I'm just going to take these real historical figures and then like make shit up about their lives.
Yeah.
Which is kind of jarring because I'm like, okay, what is based on fact? What's just absolutely coming out your ass right now? But anyway, so this one, it was a 29-hour book. I've done 20 of those 29 hours, and it's about like climbing the Himalayas. But so far, there's no monster, so I don't know if that's gonna happen. They've hinted at it.
Oh, I was gonna say, did you just assume monster?
No, like they keep going whenever they get to like the Tibetan monasteries or something. They're always like, watch out for the Yetis and the demons in the mountains. Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get some horror. But it hasn't actually happened yet. But it's interesting because it's kind of like a little bit of a mystery. Like these climbers go on an expedition to Everest. They're funded by this lady whose nephew disappeared on Everest. But like he wasn't a skilled climber, so they don't know what he was doing on the mountain or how high he got up. So they just are it's not really a rescue mission, more a recovery mission because they expect they're going to find him dead. So it's like this mystery, but they use it kind of as an excuse to have a fully funded expedition to Everest. And I don't relate. I don't relate to this adrenaline-seeking mountain climbers. So one of the things about Dan Simmons is that he's so fucking like he refuses to not do the research about everything. So there are chapters about just all the various equipment that they need in order to climb the mountain. And it sounds very terrible, and I would never do it. But yeah, so I'm close
Reading
to done.
that sounds very terrible. I'm never going to do it.
Yeah, me neither. We know I'm not going to do it. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't remember them doing it in The Terror. I really don't think he spent this much time agonizing over every little detail. And one of the reasons I loved The Terror is because it was so character driven and all of the characters were like so well written. The Abominable, like they're good, but I have less attachment to any of them. I don't particularly care if anyone lives or dies. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm almost done with that. And then lastly, I started drawing again.
I saw that.
Yeah, I started it a while ago, but because I'm now reading this book by the author of The Terror, I decided to resume The Terror portrait series. So I'm drawing Mr. Collins, and I'm almost done with him. I'm not super, like, I really like him, but he's not quite what I was going for, but I'm still... I'm happy to, like, this is the first drawing I've done for over like a year and a half. So
yeah, I'm gonna say it's been a while. I think the last one I saw was another Terror portrait.
The last one I did was actually of my grandfather.
Oh.
And it was a Christmas gift from my grandmother that made her sob. Like,
we always see that.
I don't know. I can send it, but yeah. My family always has a little contest of like who can make grandma cry with like a sentimental gift. But this was like, like I shouldn't have done this. It made her cry that much. But it's cute. She has it framed in her house. But yeah, so I'm doing that. And I think that's all for me.
That's cool. What'd you do, Beth? When you get sick?
I might be a little sick right now, but I don't know where that came from. I don't know. I was talking to you guys about this before we started, but I have like weird knee pain and back pain and shoulder pain, and I think it's just like stressing my body out. But I've been up to a lot. I went on my little Tennessee trip to hang out with friends because Josh is moving out of Tennessee. And so it was like one last little hang with everybody together. And we did a lot of hanging out at his house and watching stuff and door dashing and just chilling. And that was fun.
Fucking best.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
And then we also went to Jake's house with Leah and filmed a baking episode.
Oh, yeah.
They have a show called The Great Bedtime Baking Show. You can check it out on YouTube.
I consistently forget I did the theme song for that.
Yeah, such a great theme song. And friend of the show, Tatiana, did the art, and it's a nice little collab. But yeah, so they did like one last episode for now. You know, like it's the tentative, possibly last episode. And so they did that, and then we went and have lunch together, and we hung out at Leah's that night, and that's pretty much it.
What'd you have for lunch?
What did we have for lunch? Well, we all went to this place called Loveless Cafe, which is kind of like a touristy place. It's
Wait, like Loveless or Lovelace?
Loveless, Less. It's kind of like Cracker Barrel vibes in terms of the food, but like way better food.
Why is that familiar? Was that on a Will and Dawn?
I have absolutely no
yes,
idea.
I think they did go.
Hell yeah. I knew it was familiar. I was like, wait.
Well, like, so it's really cool. It has like a restaurant in the center, and then you walk outside, and around it there's like little shops on the property. So there's like gift shop type things. There's one shop that has like local artists bring their stuff, and you can buy. I bought a mug there from the lady that runs the shop, so that was cool.
That's super cool.
Yeah, so you have like it's a tourist place, so like there's usually a little wait, so you have a little stuff to do while you're waiting.
I found it. I'm gonna put this video in the description. This is the Loveless Cafe review. Best biscuits.
They're not the ones that throw the biscuits, right?
No, that's Lambert's.
Okay. But we certainly watched this together, I remember, and I think they have like sick jam there.
Yeah, they make their own. They make their own jam, yeah, so they have.
I remember
like,
the jam.
How do you remember that? Dude, Jesse will be like, what the fuck did we watch last week? But he remembers the fucking jam that they used in a Will and Dawn video.
Dude, okay, so my memory is about to start amazing you, because what happens is my short-term memory is absolute fucking trash, but it's being stored somewhere. And then at some point when my long-term memory kicks in, everything goes wild and I start remembering like stupid shit. Like, just love this. Cafe's got dope jam.
Dude, they do. They have peach and blackberry and strawberry, and it's so good.
Hell yeah. So I remember I wanted to try it. It looked very good in the video.
But yeah, so stayed a few nights and then drove all the way back to Louisiana. And this weekend I got to meet my great nephew, which was such a nice little experience. My little baby niece had a baby boy, and we went meet him. And like, I knew it was going to be like a little bit emotional because you're meeting a new baby in the family. Yeah. But whenever I walked into the hospital room, I was so overcome with emotion about her. Like, I was so proud of her. It was crazy. I just wasn't expecting to feel that hard about it. And like, because she's like a baby to me. And I was 5 whenever she was born, but she's still a baby to me.
Yeah.
And she was just such a fucking grown up, and I loved it.
That's great, man.
Yeah. And then
also makes you feel a little old.
It does. It does make you feel old. For
just
sure.
Just a little bit.
Well, like, she sounded exactly like my sister-in-law. Like, the first thing she said, I was like, whoa. Like, she just sounded different. And yeah, so that was interesting. I do mean the baby. And I was like, what's up with that? Why is this baby talking? Yeah. And then, so after that, it was my mom and I that went, and then we went eat dinner after. And I have an olive update. So on the last episode, we talked about how I don't like olives.
Yeah.
Well, the restaurant we went to was it's called Dino's, and they're mostly known for like their pizza and stuff, but they also serve muffalettas, which has the olive salad on it. And so I got that and I tried it, and it was so good. And I wasn't bothered by the olives at all. It just took it being surrounded by other good things.
Yeah.
So that was great. So I'm an olive person now.
Oh,
just kidding. I probably won't eat them on their own, but
that's
I get to have muffalettas now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay away. I'm gonna keep staying away from them.
Okay,
see how that
stay
goes.
Away.
Coward.
Yeah. I'm quick to gag if I don't like something.
Oh God.
I'm not trying. I don't want to do that experience. I don't like puking.
Weird. I love it.
Everybody loves
JK.
puking. Hey, do you happen to know how Josh did in his pool tournament?
I happen to know that. So I commented on Instagram to something, and he was like, "We won't talk about how I lost my match." And I was like, "We certainly will not talk about it." So I'm not going to talk about that right now.
We're just gonna say he won.
Yeah, he won.
Hell yeah, he won in my heart.
Congrats.
I think he said they placed in like the top 65. I don't know what that's out of, but I bet it's impressive.
I went to the state championship for chess one time, and I like to say that I placed 77th, but I think it was like 80 people. But it sounds impressive when it's a state championship.
You didn't come last. Fuck yeah.
No, hell no. I beat some kid.
Beat a little kid up.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
I played Baldur's Gate. Miriam went to Virginia to hang out with her family. So this weekend I played Baldur's Gate 3. That is a new video game that is like heavily based on D&D, and it's very story driven, and I think currently is the most played game on Steam of all time, maybe.
Is it an Elder Scrolls?
No.
Oh.
No. Have you ever heard of Divinity Original Sin?
Sounds familiar, but I couldn't place what it looks like.
It's similar to that. It's like the combat is turn-based. You can play like all kinds of different D&D races and classes. And the thing that's interesting is when you're creating characters, you can pick out your penis, or you can have a vulva.
Oh, right.
If you want to. Yeah, I sent the group text. I was like, I think I got to go with penis B.
Are they wildly different? Are they just different sizes?
Yeah. No, they're not even different sizes. It's just like different levels of pubes.
Oh. Whoa. So there's no like circumcised, uncircumcised.
No, they didn't go that crazy. Yeah, but definitely penis and vulvas and titties in this game. And
I like that they had to go with vulva and not just like vagina.
Why?
It's just too specific for me.
Well, it's the aesthetics of the outside.
Isn't that what it is?
Yeah. But I don't know. It just makes it weirder to me.
Welcome back to Weird Takes with Felicia.
I got a lot of them.
But apparently this game contains sexy times because it warns you at the beginning.
Well, I assume if you're choosing penis size, it's not for nothing.
Yeah. Well, you do the same thing in Cyberpunk, but I can't remember if there's like actual sex in Cyberpunk. But it would be interesting to see how people are streaming this game, because
if they can.
Yeah, if you even can. But it really is. It's like has the most consecutive players on Steam of all time. So it's like wildly popular currently. And I had fun. And then I randomly found out on Friday that Mike, Heather, and Nick have been playing Rocket League for like 2 months.
Whoa.
And it's like my favorite game of all times. What were you going to say, Beth?
I just said, whoa, fun.
Oh, yeah. It is fun. It has a ridiculously large learning curve.
Mm.
And then me and Felicia found out that Benny also has been playing Rocket League for like 3 months. So I played with them on Saturday and was drastically better than all of them, and it made me feel bad.
Oh no.
Well, you've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
I've watched you play Rocket League before.
Yeah, I remember watching you and Rob play and negging you.
Which doesn't affect me.
Well, I was mostly negging Rob.
Yeah. That's fun.
Well, I distinctly remember when we were doing that back in the early COVID days. I felt like bad because I was being so mean, but then I started being nice, and then you guys started losing, so you told me to be mean again.
I don't think Rob cares.
No.
But who knows? But anyway, it was way better than them, and I don't think I could play with them because when we're in matchmaking together, it like puts us against people that are better than them by a lot.
Oh no.
And I feel like that's never fun.
That
was it. That was it. My puppy graduated from puppy college.
Yay. It was very cute.
Yeah, he's got a little hat. I think I put it in the Discord.
Yeah.
You did.
He do tricks now?
Yeah, he can do rollover, I think, with
You
like
said
treat
spin?
incentive.
That's
Yeah,
a
he can do a
trick?
spin. He's very like extremely good at fetch. He's also very smart. Like Miriam took him to Virginia with her, and I guess they went to see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The dog?
No,
He enjoyed it a lot.
No, Miriam,
Super smart.
Miriam and family went to go see Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and he's fully crate trained. So I think they just left the dogs together in like crates while they went to see that. And when they got back, Baloo was out of his crate because he had figured out how to open it from the inside. And he like,
oh my god,
ate his breakfast for the next day and then just chilled, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh shit, did he like eat anything or fuck a door up? Nope, just ate his breakfast.
Smart baby.
And then Miriam was putting him in the crate to sleep, and he did it again. So he's fully figured out how to unzip his crate from the inside, and he just slept in the bed with her, and that was fine.
Oh.
But yeah, he's smart as fuck, and it's scary. Because smart dogs usually equals like energetic dogs. So we're really interested to see what our DNA results are from him.
Yeah.
That should be in the next week. Hopefully we figure out what he is.
That's fine.
He's at least a certified big boy.
Yeah, he's certainly a big boy. I think he's going to be mostly boxer. But I don't know. I don't know how accurate those things are.
Just that Bristol pattern and like the shape of his head make me think there's some Great Dane in there.
Yeah, there could be. He's very soft too.
Oh,
like very soft, like short fur, and that's a Great Dane thing, I think, as well. But I don't know. That's all I did though. Hey. What we watched last week?
I don't think I watched a single blessed thing by myself.
No,
I just watched stuff with you guys.
Yeah. We watched Twisted Metal in VR.
We kind of did.
You remember that?
Oh
do.
When the clown says
a word? A word?
That show is garbage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Among the worst shows I've ever seen. It also doesn't know what it's supposed to be.
Well, did you used to play the game? I forgot.
Absolutely, yeah. I think anybody around my age did. That game was very popular.
Yeah, I didn't know what it was when we decided to watch it. I just thought it was like a nice chill group of people. And we got Benny in there for the first time because he just got a VR headset.
Yeah.
So that was fun.
And
that was Benny's first time. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Mark played Gardenscapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, our friend Mark Robb was hosting, and he doesn't usually host. And I think he didn't have access to multiple monitors like Steve does when he hosts.
Yeah.
So Mark was just kind of pulling shit up and trying his best.
He was, he
did a great job.
He was.
His computer was in another room, so he wasn't using a mouse. He was trying to use like the VR handset.
Yeah.
Which is impossible. So he was like doing 3D modeling in the corner at one point, and that wasn't working.
Yeah.
And then he full screened that Gardenscape game and couldn't escape from it.
Yeah,
He thought he was getting a virus.
very
Probably did.
funny.
And yeah, we watched Twisted Metal. It's got a clown that's a wrestler body and Will Arnett's voice, and it didn't work.
Very strange.
Very strange. Nothing worked, and it's the wrong tone.
Yeah.
And then, so that was night 1 of VR. We did 2 nights of VR this week because Steve couldn't come on Tuesday.
Right.
So Steve hosted another one on Thursday, and we watched some Pee Wee Herman stuff.
Dude.
And we watched the Pee Wee Herman show, which was the original special that led to HBO buying Pee Wee, the IP. And that was fun, I thought.
It was.
It was pretty funny, too, for what it was.
I enjoyed it so much. I was not expecting that because I didn't grow up with Pee Wee, and I didn't it never appealed to me. And then watching that stuff was wonderful. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm excited to watch more.
Yeah. And it was really surreal for me because I grew up with Pee Wee as a kid's show.
Mm-hmm.
I had never seen that shit before. I didn't know what it was based on. So it was really weird, when it hit certain points that are extremely famous, from the dance he would do and some of the laughing and stuff. And it was really surreal to have it in an adult context like that, but it was cool. I wish there was more of that kind of Pee Wee.
Yeah.
So I didn't grow up with Pee Wee.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to get on board. At first, I really hated it.
Yeah, that's fair.
It did start to grow on me, but one of the things that they did that instantly turned me off is they did several upskirt jokes, putting numbers on their shoes. I thought the part where they were they didn't really care. She said she was not wearing underwear, and then they were immediately uninterested. They just wanted to see underwear, not vagina. That was funny. But then they kept fucking doing it, and it kind of got grosser for me. So I didn't support that. But when we started watching the movie, what was it called? Sideshow?
Big Top Pee Wee.
Big Top Pee Wee. It was weird enough and adult enough that it was really fascinating.
Yeah.
Because I guess I never quite understood the appeal of Pee Wee because it's kind of in that middle ground of who's it for? It's an adult man pretending to be a kind of an idiot child. But then there's all these adult jokes. So I just never really understood who the character was for. But I think it worked in that movie.
Well, the thing is, that movie sucks.
Yeah, it's not good.
No, it's a bad movie. And it's just got it's got little points where it's funny because it's weird.
Yeah.
We have gotten teases of Pee Wee. But the main course is coming up on Tuesday when we do Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Yay.
And that movie's fucking great. Yeah, I'm curious what you're going to think.
There's so much of it I really didn't enjoy, but then towards the end I started to have a good time. So I'm hoping it'll just continue on that trajectory, but I hope it doesn't go backwards.
Pee Wee's Big Adventure is weird. It's also very funny. And it's also got some nightmare shit in it.
Oh.
There's some nightmare fuel in that fucking movie.
Oh, good.
I remember being weirded out heavily as a kid and having nightmares because of this one lady called Large Marge that you're going to meet. But Pee Wee's Big Adventure is quintessential Pee Wee, and it's so good. And it'll be interesting to see what you guys think. If you like the Pee Wee Herman show, and if you like Big Top Pee Wee at all, it's so much better than both of those.
I think
I think it'll be interesting.
The experience of seeing it as an adult and kind of having that as my first experience with it is, I think, better. I think as a little kid, I would have been nah, I don't think I would have been in. But I think where my humor is now, I'm loving it. So I'm glad that this is when I'm exposed to it, I guess.
It's weird because at the time, every kid was into Pee Wee in that span of time. So it was unavoidable. Your friends would have been into it too. So it was ubiquitous. Pee Wee was just all over the place till that theater stuff. You kind of started falling off after Big Top, actually, because that was I think too weird of a jump. And And then, yeah, that theater stuff happened soon after that. But yeah, I'm really excited about Big Adventure because I haven't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
And rip Pee-wee. Makes me sad.
R.I.P.
Every time it happens, it makes me feel a little older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me, Felicia, and Benny watched Plus One in VR, which had a really rocky start. This is from 2013. It's a horror with terrible actors.
Yeah.
And like a pretty good script.
It's an honestly like really interesting concept, just so terribly acted.
Yeah. I still had like a lot of fun though, I think.
It was fun. It wasn't a good movie, but it was fun. We laughed a lot.
I think one of the fun things about horror is that you can have shitty actors and come out of the other side feeling okay about it. That's not really true of any other genre for me.
Yeah, horror tends to break a lot of rules in terms of like watchability overall.
Yeah.
What it lacks in certain things, it can make up for in other aspects, and it's still good.
I have like this personal goal to write a script that gets made, and it really makes me want to write horror because of how forgiving it is.
Yeah.
Like if I just write passably good shit, it might be like an amazing horror. You never know. But yeah, that's on my list of shit to do is write a script, and I think horror might be the way.
That's fun.
And then Benny introduced us to a new YouTube man called Donzi52, which I feel like is not his age, but the year he was born, maybe.
Yeah, he's definitely older than 52.
Yeah. He's just like this, it's like somewhat angry old man, but chilled at the same time. It's kind of weird. It reminded me of my dad.
Definitely somewhat racist.
Definitely casually racist.
You can tell he was in Vietnam.
Yeah. Just really reminded me of my dad. But he was talking about like paying his neighbors to put their dog on the other side of him so it would annoy his other neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just like little life hacks if you're a crotchety old man. And it was really entertaining.
So, yeah, but the backstory was more fascinating than anything because Benny told us that guy like would go around to popular parks in Nebraska and sell snow cones. And Benny, like out of a van. And Benny would always like go to him and they would just have conversations.
Oh,
like
so
Benny grew up with this dude. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And Benny said this guy's like a local celebrity.
Yeah.
Whoa. That's cool.
Yeah. It was fun. I had fun watching every video. And I really love that. And he's got like, it'll be a video with big Times Roman font that says, please rate this film. And that's so endearing and old people shit to do.
Yeah. Calling it a film.
Please rate my film.
Oh, I love it.
But yeah, same lane as Yankee in the South, I think.
Very similar. Like I think the closest we have found.
Yeah. I immediately knew I was in though.
Yeah.
Just from like the profile picture, I was like, okay, this guy's got something to say.
Oh, yeah. And we introduced Benny to Yankee in the South. We told him the whole backstory and everything.
Yeah. We showed him the Hershey Park video where he kept saying candy mortem instead of candemonium. Candy mortem.
So many times directly in front of the sign.
I'll try to link that too if I can think about it. And you'll get 2 Will and Dawn links in the video this week.
link your edit of it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I did a YouTube short where it's just Will saying candy mortem with a candemonium sign right behind him. And there's another one where he says it and Dawn is staring at the sign. And she doesn't correct him.
She's like, yeah.
You got it.
He just goes on saying it over and over and over. Wow, what a good time.
What a good time.
I love him.
Oh, so fucking niche.
I watched some stuff.
Oh, yeah?
So at Josh's, I showed him Jury Duty, which was a fun time. And I showed him The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know that The Righteous Gemstones was really his thing, but he said he liked the jokes. So,
dude, it's such a hard show to sell Because it's like, it's so wild. I had the same experience with Shannon, where she started watching it and was like not particularly into it. And I think it took I remember watching the first episode with you guys, and like we were not super into it until like the very end, when some wild shit happens that we weren't expecting.
Absolutely.
And then we were kind of like, oh, what is this?
I actually remember being out until that happened.
Yeah, me too.
I don't remember at all.
Brain the end of episode 1
involves running people over with cars.
Yeah, with a van.
Yeah.
When shit gets
in
real.
the first season, they're being blackmailed.
Yeah.
So they ran over the blackmailers.
Right.
But it's years old at this point.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah. But it's such a funny fucking show. And I think a lot of the funniness comes from like just being so taken by surprise by the things that come out of these people's mouths. But there's also a surprising amount of like just insane like action and drama.
Yeah, huge twists. I don't know.
And ridiculous fucking show.
Judy herself just makes it. She's so funny.
Yeah.
She just says the most insane shit.
That's why whenever they do an episode that's like a flashback the whole time, it's like those actors aren't in it. I'm not going to like it the same amount.
Wait, no, Judy's not my favorite. It's like a tie between Judy and Keith.
Oh, fucking Keith. I love Keith so much.
Dude, I like re-fell in love with Keith during this rewatch.
He's such so a good boy. Good. He's so like that actor is so good at doing like expressions and like little hand motions and shit that make everything he says so funny and endearing.
Yeah. Yes.
I forgot to put that on the list. We watched the season finale.
Yeah, and we didn't know it was the season finale. No, we were surprised.
It felt like a series finale.
Yeah.
Except it's been renewed, so we hope not, as long as the writer's strike.
There is news on the writer's strike front.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I guess we'll get to it.
Maybe. I forgot about it till just now, so I didn't have it prepared. But I know what to say when the time comes.
Okay.
Did you watch anything else?
Oh yeah. So we also watched Workaholics, and which is a classic, always good. And Raising Hope.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Dude, Cloris Leachman in that show is so funny.
Yeah.
I haven't watched most of it. Like I remember watching episodes as it was coming out on TV back in the day, but there's a ton of it I hadn't watched, so that was fun.
That was a week-to-week show for me and Miriam. We were watching that live.
Yeah. I would watch it with my mom. That and I don't know, whatever else was coming out at that time. Like, was it Goldbergs or no? No, My Name is Earl.
Oh yeah. I loved My Name is Earl.
Yeah. Me too. And then we watched a bunch of YouTube stuff, some like crazy mysteries and just a ton of, I don't know, random YouTube things. And then whenever I came back home, the day I drove back home, I was like very tired, very in the mood for a comfort movie. So I watched Sleepless in Seattle for the 1 millionth time. That was a good time, as always. And then tonight I watched the Love Island reunion. So it ended.
On brand?
It ended, and I got the ending and who won like spoiled on Instagram. And I haven't had time to go back and watch the rest of the episodes that I've missed. And I was like, whatever, I'm watching the reunion. That's because it happened today. And I was like, that's better than whatever the end was anyway. Everyone gets back together, talks it all out, is in each other's face. It's a good time.
Did you get around to Big Brother?
So I started watching the first episode, but I started watching it super late at night, and I like passed out at some point. So I didn't get to finish it. But I think I only saw like the first half of the people that were going in, and then that was it.
Well, shit. I was just wondering if the people were interesting, because I thought about watching it, but I didn't because I was playing Baldur's Gate.
I did see that there's one kid from Louisiana who's in it. I think he's like a swimmer, maybe for LSU. I could be.
That's
That
cool.
could not be right, but yeah. So there's someone from my home state to root for, which is always fun. But I'll have to rewatch it and go back to it.
Cool.
But that's it. That's all the stuff I watched.
Me and Miriam started watching the show on Apple TV Plus called Slow Horses, and it's about fuck up MI5 agents in Britain that are like relegated to this basement job, and it's actually very good so far. We're only one episode in, but we're definitely gonna watch it. And I recommend it based on that one episode. It seems well done, and Gary Oldman's in it playing an old crotchety British man, and it's fun times. Huh.
You know, the time for asking any question is right now.
Hey, I got some questions from Reddit. Felicia likes them.
There's just a theme that I'm not even sure I can answer these.
I wasn't really going for anything. I just saw them and I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Done.
I didn't read them, so I'm going to be surprised.
All right. The first question is, what's the most dangerous thing you've ever done?
So I'm not a risk taker.
Yeah.
I'm going to say probably just like meeting up with people from the internet. Like,
that's decently risky.
Yeah, true. Especially because like I've straight up just like someone I've never met gotten a hotel room with and like shared a hotel. And fortunately it's always worked out for me. I like to think I'm a good judge of character and that I vet people before meeting them. But I've done that many times and it certainly could have gone bad at any point.
I went to Josh's house with just Josh and me hanging out all the way in Tennessee, so far away from my house.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We had like hung out a ton, like via voice chats and shit. Right. And it felt safe.
Yeah. I think the Discord meetups don't count because you have multiple people vetting each other.
True.
Yeah, it's always been
suss out the creeps.
Right. It's always been that kind of situation, but it's still like, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad Josh didn't kill you. That would be a bummer.
Yeah.
For several reasons.
I was a little hellion fucker, so I have multiple. But the most dangerous thing that I did was I remember I had friends over to my house in rural Virginia, and I don't remember what led to this, but maybe we had seen The Crow or something. I decided I wanted to make like fire art in the yard.
What? Excuse me.
So I poured way too much gasoline in our front yard and lit it on fire, and then
hell yeah, dog.
Was immediately very frightened of what my dad was gonna do to me because it got like it. I probably could have started a forest fire because we lived in the middle of the fucking woods, and it was
so dumb.
It was very dumb boy shit, and it was right under a very big tree, so it easily could have just spread to the tree and then burned every tree on our property.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, I remember my dad never said a fucking word to me, and I don't know why.
Boys will be boys.
I would almost be more afraid of that.
They were, I was. That's what I was afraid of. Because once it started and it like erupted into a giant bonfire flame fest, I was like, oh shit, that's more flammable than I thought it was going to be, that sort of thing. And it just kept burning and there was like no water to put on it. And then it kind of just eventually went out on its own. I feel like it must have rained or something recently.
Oh, man.
I got very lucky.
Yes.
It was scorched as hell though. So I thought for sure my dad was going to like fucking fuck me up because of it. And he never said a word.
But he obviously had to have seen the scorch marks, right?
I don't know. Maybe he like attributed it to something else.
Whoa.
It's like he never noticed.
Aliens.
And that's like 1A, and then 1B was I stole my parents' van one time. We had a driveway that was like 3/4 of a mile long, and they would let me drive it to get on the bus sometimes. So they weren't home and I was skipping school, and I took that van to like the end of the driveway and then sped back the other way. And I want to say I was going like 40 or 50 miles an hour on gravel,
How old were you?
13 or 14.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
And at the end of that driveway, it like hooks off to the right. And I definitely almost flipped that van over
Jesus
going to the
Christ.
right. And I definitely ran the tires off of the rims.
Oh.
And I also didn't get in trouble with that. My dad was like so fucking weird what I would get in trouble for.
Nothing that mattered, apparently.
Yeah, nothing that mattered. It was like very impulse driven, I feel like.
Yeah. It's like, oh, boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys, I guess. That's going to cost a few $100s, but you know, sometimes you got to speed in the van.
I have a dangerous car one, which is so funny because I hadn't thought about this in such a long time, but something like triggered me to like talk to Josh about this on the trip just this last week. So I don't know what motivated me to do this. Just being very young and very stupid. But there were these people on the highway like drag racing. And I was with my friend and maybe she egged me on. Maybe she was screaming at me to stop. I don't remember. But raced on the highway with who? I don't know. I don't know who these people were, but I was having a fucking blast. Oh, and let's thank God that I didn't do anything too stupid and get killed.
How fast are we talking?
Dude, I don't remember, but it was very fast and it was very weaving out of
oh no,
other like just danger, just bad. I don't know what the decision making was. I used to feel way more confident because I don't know, when you're younger, you're stupid and you're not scared of stuff as much. I am such a fearful, careful driver now.
Yeah.
Completely opposite. I don't know who that kid was. That was someone else.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car?
I mean, in the 90s.
Yeah. Like probably I might have hit 90 and then been like, oh no, what am I doing?
Yeah, I've done it on accident a few times. Just, going with the flow.
Right.
When I was like 12, 13, somewhere around there. No, it must have been like 14 or 15 actually. My brother came back into town. He had moved to like back where we came from, which was around DC. And he had gotten this car called a Toyota MR2 or a Mr. 2. I don't know what I always just called it an MR2, but it's like a little like mid-engine sports car. And I don't know, he's not really this person, but I remember he was playing like Metallica and we were driving on Route 29, which was like a 2-lane road that was fairly populated with cars. And we definitely went like 130 miles an hour. And I will never forget how slow the other cars felt. It felt like we were passing like cars that were standing still.
So dumb.
I think the 90 miles per hour thing for me happened because my dad was like super adamant that everyone in the family have Saturns because he'd read somewhere they're like the safest car to have.
Yeah.
So I always had these like 1996 Saturns when I first started driving, and they were always like 100,000 plus miles already, and they were not new cars by any means, but they were good for like someone who's just kind of starting to learn. Right. But like for those cars, you had to fucking slam on the brakes or the gas like all the way to the fucking carpet. So when I got my new car, it was like, you tap it and it go. So it's just like, you get used to one thing and then suddenly it's so sensitive that you're accidentally going 90 and you're like, holy shit, I didn't even know cars could do that.
Yeah.
You'll get like, if you get on highways in cities too, you'll just be caught in traffic where people are going that fast and you're just matching speed, not realizing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, drag racing, not realizing it.
No, I mean like the 90 miles an hour, especially like driving to Nashville, like because it's it'll be 70 will be the speed limit, so you're going 80 something, and then whoops.
I can't even imagine you drag racing. That's so funny.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know. Maybe it was a dream.
You're outside your body. Something just took over. Maybe you just saw Fast and Furious and you were like about it.
You're having Paul Walker fantasies.
I feel like I just got competitive and I was like, fuck these guys, I got this.
Oh yeah.
I can kind of see that, honestly.
I don't think I ever drag raced, but that's definitely it. It was in my wheelhouse. I should have. I just never had the opportunity. Mm-hmm. Next question. Why did that one kid get expelled?
I had a kid in my class I think he was, so I went to a school that was K through 12. It was a private Christian school.
Yeah.
And I think it was also
a good idea in my mind.
It isn't. But I think it was also kind of where parents would dump their troubled kids thinking they would get reformed. Mm-hmm. So we had this one like shit ass kid named Frank. I'll call him out. I don't give a fuck. Frank.
Yeah.
I don't actually remember his last name. But I think it was like, he was always my bully. Like, I don't even remember when it started, but he bullied me, and then like his cronies would bully me, but they were like not at all powerful when he wasn't around. But at like 7th or 8th grade, he had just done so much shit, and it was escalating and escalating. And at one point, like, we had a teacher who was our music teacher. He taught band and choir. And in the 7th and 8th grade, it was mandatory that you took choir. So we were like just in class standing on the risers. And I don't know, our teacher was just like lecturing. And he had a temper, but he was like a beloved music teacher.
Yeah.
And this Frank kid was just like being a jackass in the middle of class. And Mr. Humphreys got so fucking mad that he pulled Frank off the risers. And he was like towards the top, I think. And Frank like hit the ground. And he wasn't hurt. And he was like laughing the whole time. But like, you know, that's a big deal. Teachers aren't supposed to physically assault kids.
Yeah.
So that became a big thing. And then like his father was a raging alcoholic. So his father showed up to some like sports game and confronted that teacher and tried to start a fist fight.
What the fuck?
Holy
So
shit.
like, yeah. So it was shit like that. I don't think that was the incident that led to him being expelled, but it was definitely like one of them in a folder full of incidents. And I don't think they even necessarily would call it expelled. He was just like asked to leave in 8th grade. And a lot of his friends followed him, and I didn't have to see them anymore. And it was great.
Yeah. Sounds like fuck Frank.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
So I had this kid, let's call him Brian, because that was his name. And I don't know what was up with this poor kid. This was in elementary school. He brought a knife to school.
Well,
and I don't know what his little tiny intentions were with it, but he was expelled, and then he never came back to school with us like again. I guess they like moved him.
Shit.
Yeah.
That was that. Maybe he went to little kindergarten jail.
I hope he's doing well. I wish him well.
I don't wish Frank well.
No, I don't either.
Frank sounds like an asshole.
Yeah.
I have many of these because I was in the bad kid class. So I had like big exposure to these bad kids. But the one that I remember was like 8th grade, and one of these kids like beat the shit out of a teacher and definitely got expelled for that. There was also another one where like someone was like gang affiliated and they let kids in from their gang to go after a teacher.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
And that kid definitely got expelled.
Ugh, scary.
I got suspended. I never got expelled, so I wasn't the kid.
I was a perfect angel.
Me too.
I got suspended for so much shit. The one I remember is like fucking up the art closet. Me and my friends definitely like were playing with paint in there and fucked up a lot of supplies.
That's fun.
Yeah. We were skipping to, it wasn't our school that it was in.
Wait, you got suspended from not your school?
Yeah. That takes talent, I feel like.
Yeah.
There were like schools that were close to each other. There was this one called like Floyd T. Benz. That was the school in town that had the hauntings and shit. It looked like a fucking place where ghosts would hang out. And then there was another one where our summer school was, and we were skipping summer school, and we went to Floyd T. Benz because it was open for like daycare and shit. And we just went into their art supply closet and fucked around, and we got suspended. I can't remember if my parents had to pay for that or not. Probably.
Ooh, probably, yeah.
Yeah. I was a bad little kid.
Yeah, but that's kind of an innocuous thing to do to get suspended. Just like do art.
Oh, it was vandalism. We didn't do art.
Sure. I mean, yeah, but you're expressing your creativity.
No, we were like, what if this powdered paint was all over everything else? What if that happened? And then what about this other one? What if we did that with this one too? Just no fucking reason. And got all over our hands, and we couldn't we couldn't escape it.
Dumbass.
Yeah.
So
big
funny.
Dummies.
I had detention once, and then I didn't even have to stay because the assistant principal was in there, and he was like, "You did what? Checks notes, had your headphones in class. Get out of here! You haven't done anything else."
Yeah, I used to get. This will surprise all of you a lot. I used to get in trouble for my mouth a lot.
That doesn't surprise.
Nah.
But it was never like I don't even know that our school had detention. It was usually just like a stern look from teachers because I was also a good student. I just talked back. I didn't really get in trouble.
Oh man, yeah. I had a mouth problem too. I was just always in trouble. I lived in ISS. Did you guys have ISS?
We had the AC.
ISS?
The in-school suspension.
Oh no, I don't think we did.
Ours was called the Adjustment Center.
Oh Jesus, that sounds Orwellian.
Yeah.
Damn. Sounds like you're getting reprogrammed in there.
I did almost get in trouble once because Frank, we were at our lockers and he said some shit and I like turned around and hit him with a folder, but it was like a paper folder that had nothing in it. And I hit him like on the leg or some shit. Well, he had gone paintballing that night and came back with a big welt on his face and told the teachers that I did it.
Oh, that's fuck Frank.
Yeah.
I hate Frank.
But the thing is, like, no one really believed him because he's him and I'm me.
Yeah.
But like I kept getting pulled aside by teachers to like talk about what happened. And I had to be like, you know he's lying, right? I never got in trouble, but it was like such a hassle. And like his mom called my mom.
What
and my mom did. Of course, my mom didn't believe him either.
Dude,
didn't he have the welt like the day before?
No, like no. I think he had gone paintballing like that night. His parents probably didn't even know.
Oh,
what is up with these parents? They're like so involved later. But like
they were terrible. So like in a sense, I felt a little bad for him because he grew up with those people in charge. But like, fuck him.
Yeah.
All my bad kiddery was definitely parentally motivated.
Yeah.
So I could have been Frank. Maybe I was Frank.
You could have been. Well, I don't know. Were you a bully?
Maybe no. I was a defender guy.
Then you weren't Frank. If you didn't torment people.
Hell yeah. No, I didn't torment people.
Good.
I just kept to myself. Hey, how'd you almost die though?
I never have almost died. So
what the hell? That's boring.
Well, that's not true, I guess. I've never like had a true near-death experience, but when I was in 5th grade, I had just a completely mysterious strep infection in one of the joints in my lower back, like in my pelvis and spine. Weird. And like it just completely out of nowhere, nobody knows what caused it. I just woke up like in the middle of the night in agony and like couldn't move my leg.
Oh god.
Damn.
And I was hospitalized for like 2 weeks in Oakland Children's Hospital. And they just gave me like a shit ton of antibiotics and like morphine.
What the hell? That's like a Dawn in the Well situation.
Yeah, it was dramatic. But then but that was it. It was one and done. I didn't have residual health problems. It was just
Thank God.
It came, it went as suddenly as it came, and we had no explanation. So I didn't really die, but it was a serious situation.
Yeah. Could have been bad news.
Yeah.
You don't have one, Beth?
I do. So, whenever I was younger, we would go to the theme parks, Astro World and Water World, that were like the Six Flags thing in Houston, located near the Astrodome. So that's why it was that. And in Water World, there was this ride, I think it was called the Big Kahuna. And it was like a big giant water slide. And it had like a huge like raft that a bunch of people would get in, and like with just little handles to hold on to on the side. But like the handles were placed in the most sporadic, weird way that it was like, good luck if you get one.
This is fucking Action Park.
And so
sounds like Action Park.
So like everyone in my family, for the most part, most of us are all little chunk. Okay. And I feel like maybe there might have been like too much weight in our raft, possibly, and this is possibly why this happened. But on like as you would go down the slide, it would like go up really high up on the sides, which is supposed to happen. But I feel like on one of the like going up on the side things, I saw over the side of the slide, like I don't think that you were supposed to be able to get that high. And I like saw way down and felt like I almost flew out completely.
Ooh.
And that was terrifying. And I held on to my one stupid handle for dear fucking life.
God. How is that legal?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
that's a bad time.
Parks have accidents all the time. So I could have just been one of those statistics. Fell out of a giant slide. Yeah. But that was like, saw my life flash before my eyes. Oh no, I'm going to die now.
Fuck that.
I guess like car accidents and stuff too. I've been in a few car accidents where I was like, well, this is the end and goodbye, I guess.
Oh shit. God. I've never been in one.
Really?
Yeah. I haven't been in a serious one. Just like bump rear ends.
Yeah. I've been in like a huge rear end situation on the highway where I was like, well, this is unavoidable. And I was in a tiny, tiny car and I got crushed like a little Coke can into the next vehicle.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, this is happening.
Were you like stuck in there? Did someone have to cut you out?
No. I wasn't stuck in there. I was completely fine. Thank God, somehow.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I remember like it was like 4 cars that were involved.
Holy shit.
And like the first car, the car in the very front got like kind of bumped. And that girl was like crying fully. And I was just like, okay, you're fine. Calm down. But yeah, I've been in like other wrecks with like friends in high school. Like I used to get rides from my friend, like to go home in the afternoon, and kids are just stupid and make stupid decisions.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've long thought that kids shouldn't be able to drive for the most part until they're like maybe 18.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more than that.
And definitely shouldn't be driving in a car full of your friends.
No, dude.
No, that should be illegal. That's never a good idea.
Yeah.
Not when you're like 16 or 17.
Mm-hmm.
I've almost died several times. There was the one that I remember the most, like the nearest I got to dying was drowning. Oof. And it was, I was in a pool somewhere in Northern Virginia. So I was like under 9 years old. So I was like probably 6 or 7. And I remember the feeling of being at the bottom of this pool, not being able to breathe.
Oof.
And I remember like the dread.
Yeah.
And then someone just swam by me and I like happened to grab onto his trunks. And now that I'm saying it, I don't even know if that was a lifeguard.
You just grabbed some guy's pants?
Yeah, I like rode someone to the surface and it was like near the side, and that's all I remember.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I have this feeling that nobody noticed So I don't think it was a lifeguard.
Just a guy.
I think it was just some other like teenager or some kid. But yeah, I think I got very close to dying right there.
Jeez.
I almost drowned too.
No.
I was.
What the
fuck? Well, like it was like a pool party at my dad's friend's house, and my mom wasn't there, and it was just him watching in big old fucking quotes.
Yeah.
And I was little, like under 5, and I just like stepped into the deep end and sunk to the bottom like a little rock, and then someone noticed and got me.
Ugh. Dude, yeah. I think my parents were scared to death of that happening. So they put me in swim lessons from the time I was like pretty small. And I took swimming lessons for like years and years and years. I loved it. I always loved being in water. But I think, they were like, this girl is going to fucking sink if she hits the water. So we got to take care of this now.
I hated swimming lessons. Ugh.
I should have done that. But I feel like I didn't learn to swim until I was like 8 or 9. I didn't mean to say
I was constantly goofing off because I just wanted to swim. I just wanted to be underwater. So my instructors were always like, Felicia is eager to learn, but she needs to pay attention. Keep her head above water while we're talking.
I think
you're just dunk.
I think I don't like being forced to do something, whether it's like reading or whatever. So I was really bad at swim lessons. I was just like, no, don't like it. And then I was in like a hotel pool, and I like went a little bit away from the edge, came back, went a little bit, and I was like, I just taught myself that way because I couldn't. I just can't. I can't be told what to do.
Now that I'm thinking about it, what's funny is I definitely almost drowned in that way, like you, where I sunk like a rock.
Yeah.
But then sometime in my teens, I became like a god at floating. I would always
never heard anyone say that before.
I know. Nobody's, that's a brand new sentence. But I swear to you, I'm really good at floating. I don't even have to like tread water.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was like floating kind of just
I'm writing
my head.
Down. Really good at floating.
I could just like float like a fucking top, and I could sit. I could like float and sit.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It's all that hot air.
Yeah, lots of hot air. Probably salt. I have always had a high salt diet, and that shit makes you floaty. How stupid would it be if I ate so much salt that I became the float god?
Is that what happened with Jesus and how he walked on water? He just ate a lot of salt.
Eating like a shit ton of salt.
Jesse's the new Jesus.
Jesus, time to do a miracle, and he's just like shoving ruffles in his face.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I gotta get ready. You hear the bag. Jesus, what are you doing in there? Praying? Praying.
Stupid.
Hey, you guys got any news?
Dude, I forgot to look, but I haven't seen anything of interest.
All right, I'm not going to play the thing. My news is the WGA is meeting with the AMTP tomorrow as the crow flies, or Monday for you people on Wednesday. So we'll see if they make any headway. But the thought is that the actors striking have really fucked the studios.
Yeah, but I heard the studios were kind of like, well, fuck you guys. We're just going to keep making remakes and like AI generated things.
I think the studios are full of shit.
Yeah, I think so too. But I think they fully believed that for a minute, that they were just going to be like, we can do it without you.
I think those studios have shareholders, and those CEOs know that if they're in the red in the fourth quarter, they're going to get shit canned.
Yeah.
So I think they're very driven to fix stuff like this, but who knows?
Fingers crossed.
They're at least going to meet about it. Yeah. Solidarity, etc.
I have enjoyed seeing all of the pictures of famous actors picketing and it taking me so long to realize who they are because they just look like normal ass people.
Yeah, they're not in hair and makeup for 5 hours first.
Seeing what clothes they're gonna wear to be comfy walking in a picket line.
Yeah. And they're all in like mom visors and sunglasses and shit.
Yeah.
It's fun when they do like their little speeches too. It's like they waited their whole lives to do these strike speeches.
Yeah.
They've been practicing and they just like fucking ham it up and deliver them home.
I'm very excited. Are you excited?
No.
All right. Hey. Hey, me. What are we watching this week?
Hey,
That's
Jesse,
a good question,
what are we watching this week?
What are we watching, Jesse?
We're watching Galaxy Quest, a 1999 action adventure and comedy starring Tim Allen and Sigourney Weaver and Alan Rickman and Tony Shalhoub and Sam Rockwell.
Stacked. That's a great cast, except Tim Allen.
It's a great cast. Tim Allen's good in this, though. He plays the role well.
Oh.
I mean, he's good at what he does. He's just a shit person.
Yeah, and it's a little cult classic, very fun, and I'm excited about this one because you guys. Well, Felicia has not seen it. Beth does not remember it.
No, I don't remember.
But has seen it. But
Possibly.
I think we're gonna have a good time with it. Hopefully, our watch along audience will like it as well.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah! I'm gonna go play Rocket League with Benny. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we're gonna be going. Hey, is that Tony Shalhoub?
Is that the guy from Monk?
Does that guy play Mr. Monk in Monk?
Is that the guy from Flamin' Hot? Tony Shalhoub?
Oh yeah, we can go to a whole new level.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, just sleep tight. Why don't you have a sleep about it?
Why don't you make sleeps? Have sweet dreams.
Dream of Tony Shalhoub.
Dream of Tony Shalhoub.